Hey, welcome back to the channel, She-Man Wise, and today we got to talk about it, man. We're going to talk about Justice Sotomayor. She is being pressured from the left to step down to give President Biden an opportunity to place a younger Supreme Court justice in her spot. She's refusing to do so. Like, share, subscribe. We got to talk about it, man. Let's go.
Sotomayor is saying now publicly that she will not step down. She's 70 years old. She has diabetes. Yeah, I do think. I mean, my take in general, once you get over 70, lots of things can happen. Yeah, if you already have diabetes and you're not in great health like Sonia Sotomayor is, if I were Democrats, I would want her stepping down. You saw what happened with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. They tried to brag about how incredible shape she was in. And now Amy Coney Barrett's on the
Did you ever see
Supreme
those
Court
videos?
She didn't step down. Oh,
They made all these videos. They're like, she's like, yes, I'm bench pressing. Look at me now. And she had like little weights in her hands and stuff. And there were Ruth Bader Ginsburg, like workout dolls. It was a bizarre cult of RBG for a while. I didn't get it. So anyway, and it wasn't the right move to tell her to keep staying in there.
Yeah, but the left, this is what they do. This is par for the course.
Ability of Justice Sotomayor having to resign or retire in the next 4 years is extremely high. You couple that with Alito and Clarence Thomas,
yeah.
then that means that you go from a 6-3 court to a 7-2 court. You have a hell of a vice president right there who has a legal pedigree to sit on the Supreme Court, and let Republicans go crazy and ape. I'm even mentioning that option. Not only am I floating it, but I want to stir up everything. I want people.
Wait, is he suggesting that they place Kamala Harris on as a Supreme Court justice? This dude's out of his mind. This guy is out of his rabid mind.
People's heads to explode this morning, so we go into the weekend just knowing that the chaos has not ended just yet.
Yes, tonight's red hot video. Some on the left, like that lunatic, calling for failed presidential candidate Kamala Harris to be appointed by President Biden to the United States Supreme Court. And he wants heads to explode and lots of stress and chaos over the weekend because he's not a liberal, he's a leftist. This comes as Democrats are, listen to this, agonizing over Justice Sonia Sotomayor and are debating whether to force her out, force her off of the Supreme Court, while they still have the power to approve her replacement in the United States Senate with the Lizard King in charge there. They did it with President of the United States, Joe Biden. So what would stop them from doing it with a lowly Supreme Court justice? Isn't that amazing stuff? Now, I've got to say, it sounds like insanity. And Bakari Seller is going with this. He wants people's heads to explode and he wants chaos. And, the left is really here, and they are the Democrat Party.
I'll give you 3 reasons why this is not going to happen. First of all, Kamala Harris was already found to have inflated her prosecutorial record well above what she actually did when she was AG, and then prior to that, as the San Francisco DA. 2, the Senate would never pass this. They would never get the votes for this. Do you think Joe Manchin is going to vote in a lame dunk presidency to appoint Kamala Harris to the Supreme Court? And then 3, Joe Biden would never nominate her unless they literally forced his hand, picked his hand up physically and signed a paper, because he has a lot of sour grapes over the way that he was pushed out of this process, and he's not going to reward the woman who helped the Democrats do it.
You're ruining Bakari Seller's fun.
Good, that was my plan. That was a terrible weekend.
I don't think she's ruining it. I think that's exactly the kind of reaction that Bakari Sellers was looking for. And I can tell you, I think Joe Biden, maybe Kamala Harris isn't his favorite person. I don't know. But one of the things I can tell you is he likes Donald Trump a whole lot less. So I think the fact that this would upset him, and the fact that I'm not sure how this would work. Would Kamala Harris cast the deciding vote for herself? You know what I mean? That would be so interesting. You know what I mean? And, I think the fact that Republicans, a lot of times, particularly MAGA Republicans, like to stir things up, like to, trigger the libs. I think this is an interesting idea. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's interesting. I think, number one, 70 is not old.
Right.
So, Sonia Sotomayor can probably make it another 4 years if she should decide.
She has diabetes and she's 70, so they're looking to give her the hope.
I feel like this is so racist because poor Sonia Sotomayor, like the Hispanic woman on the court, they want her to force her out to retire, same way they forced Joe Biden out. This is not going to happen. Not in a million years. Sonia Sotomayor is going to be like, sorry, honey, I got this far. I'm not stepping down to put, cackling Kamala Harris on the court.
It's
not
the
happening.
greatest job in Washington. Sellers is
And
wrong.
Joe Biden will pick for one.
I got a question. Has anyone been a Supreme Court justice that's never been a judge before? I mean, I could be, it could be a foolish question. I mean, it could be, but really? Y'all want to throw Kamala Harris up there? Like, come on, man, they reaching.
Won't pick her. There's no way.
Well, that's true. He hasn't exactly been helpful with her recently. Legal scholar and Harvard law professor emeritus Alan Dershowitz agrees that Biden has the right to appoint a new justice if Sonia Sotomayor were to step down. No reason to think she will, but doesn't think it would be a very good move for the court.
It would hurt the Supreme Court if this happened. It would really politicize the court and politicize the process by which justices resign, retire, and then other justices get appointed. So the real question is, do you put the partisan advantage before the Supreme Court? I think John Roberts, the Chief Justice, who I also know, would be furious if this happened because it would very much demean the authority of the Supreme Court.
Colonel, they would obviously put their political interest before the legitimacy of the court or anything else.
Right.
I mean, that's not even in question.
No. Oh, without a doubt. They could care less about the legitimacy of the court. They don't care. It's all about power for them. It's all about power. But shout out to Bernie Sanders for, saying the quiet part out loud. He is not for it either.
Democrats behind the scenes quietly talking about the possibility, should Justice Sotomayor step down, to allow President Biden to appoint someone who's younger. She's only 70 years old. Is that something that you would support? Do you think she should step down?
No, I don't.
Have you heard any talk of this?
A little bit, yes. I don't think it's a sensible approach.
And you don't think it's a sensible approach?
Correct.
These people, man, they are insufferable people, man. They will do anything for power. They'll throw anybody under the bus. They'll throw anybody in front of the train. They don't care. It's about power. That's it. Point blank, period. If they do not have the ability to have full control, they don't care. And they don't care who they have to sacrifice to get it. These people are outrageous, man. They're insufferable. And I'm just tired. I'm just tired of hearing from them, to be honest with you. But let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with y'all. Peace.